The distress beacon pierced through Elsa's helmet calm like a needle through fabric. She adjusted her exosuit's trajectory, angling toward the coordinates that blinked insistently on her visor's heads-up display. The asteroid belt of outer ring was no place for survivors, but protocols were protocols. As a search and rescue operator for the Frontier Colonial Authority, Elsa had seen enough death in these silent rocks to know that every second counted. The wreckage came into view, a small escape pod, its hull scarred by micrometeorite impacts and radiation burns. The design was Terran, maybe 15 years old. Whatever ship it came from was long gone, either jumped to hyperspace or reduced to cosmic dust. Elsa maneuvered her single-seat rescue craft alongside the pod, magnetic clamps engaging with a satisfying thunk. "Control, this is Rescue 7. I've located the beacon source, scanning for life signs now." Elsa's gloved fingers danced across the scanner interface. The readout made her pause. "Control, I'm reading. 4 life signatures, extremely small mass, possible children or, I'm not sure what I'm looking at." Static crackled in response. She was too far from the relay station for real-time communication. Standard procedure dictated she extract any survivors and ask questions later. The external access panel sparked as she bypassed the security locks. Hydraulics hissed, and the pod's hatch cracked open, releasing a puff of stale, temperature-regulated air. Elsa's helmet lamps cut through the darkness inside. Then she heard them, tiny, desperate roars that made her chest tighten. "What the?" Inside the pod, nestled in an emergency cryocradle that had long since depleted its power reserves, were 4 small creatures. They looked like cats, but not quite. Their fur shimmered with an iridescent quality, catching and refracting her helmet lights in waves of blue and silver. Each had 6 legs, retracted close to their bodies, and their eyes, too large and too knowing, glowed with a soft bioluminescence. The creatures mewled again, their cries thin and desperate. Elsa's training kicked in. Hypothermia, dehydration, possible oxygen deprivation. She needed to get them to her ship's medical bay immediately. "Okay, little ones, let's get you somewhere warm." She carefully extracted them, their tiny bodies fitting easily into her suit's external cargo pouch, designed for salvaging small equipment. They pressed against each other, seeking warmth through the insulated fabric. As soon as she sealed them inside, their roaring quieted to soft, rhythmic purring that vibrated against her abdomen. Back aboard her rescue craft, Elsa worked quickly. She set up a makeshift nursery in the medical bay, using thermal blankets and adjusting the atmospheric controls to match what her scanner indicated might be their native environment: slightly higher oxygen, warmer temperature. She replicated basic nutrients based on their biological scans, protein-rich, with trace minerals that suggested a carnivorous species. The cubs, she couldn't help but think of them that way, responded immediately. Their bioluminescent eyes brightened as they lapped up the nutrient paste. Their 6 legs, she noticed, allowed them remarkable stability and agility despite their obvious weakness. One, slightly larger than the others with darker markings around its eyes, climbed directly onto Elsa's lap and began kneading her suit with tiny paws. "You're going to be trouble, aren't you?" Elsa murmured, carefully stroking its head. It purred louder, a sound that seemed to resonate at a frequency that made her feel inexplicably calm. Hours passed as she monitored their vital signs. All 4 were stabilizing. She ran genetic analysis. The results baffled her. These weren't genetically engineered creatures, but they weren't natural either. The markers suggested intentional evolutionary acceleration, traits selected and enhanced over multiple generations. Somewhere, somehow, someone had been breeding these creatures for specific purposes. The pod's data core was fried, but she managed to extract fragments. Project designation: FELISX Xenobiological Companionship Study, Deep Space Psychological Support. The timestamp showed the project had been active 17 years ago, then suddenly defunded and classified. Elsa pieced together the story. These cubs were descendants of specimens meant to provide emotional support for long-duration space missions. Their bioluminescence helped regulate circadian rhythms. Their purr frequency reduced stress hormones. Their six-legged stability made them ideal for zero-gravity environments. They were engineered to be perfect companions for isolated humans. And they'd been abandoned when the project shut down. "Your parents were out here somewhere," Elsa said softly, watching the cubs play fight in the low gravity. "Someone left you to drift." The ship's comm crackled to life. "Rescue 7, this is Control. What's your status?" Elsa hesitated. Protocol required her to report all xenobiological findings immediately. The cubs would be quarantined, studied, possibly dissected to understand their genetic modifications. They'd become property of the FCA, specimens in a lab. She looked down at the four small creatures now curled together in a pile on her lap, their combined purring creating a harmony that seemed to resonate through her entire body. The largest one, the troublemaker, gazed up at her with those luminous eyes and made a tiny, questioning chirp. Something primal and protective surged through Elsa's chest. "Control, this is Rescue 7. False alarm on the life signs. Pod contained malfunctioning biosupport units that triggered the scanner. No survivors. Returning to station." "Copy that, 7. Safe travels." Elsa powered down the medical bay's external sensors and began plotting a course, not to the relay station, but to the independent colony on Threshold Station. No FCA jurisdiction. No questions asked. A place where a woman and four impossible cat cubs could disappear into a new life. "Looks like I'm a mother now," she whispered, and the cubs purred their agreement.